Good evening to all who are watching this video. Today I will share some of the early about the early life of Swami Premananda. As we know, his birthday. Sri Ramakrishna used to refer to a half dozen among his disciples as the divine and ever free, and to the selected groups belonged Swami Premananda. Talent and greatness, like cream, that do not always float on the top of, but sometimes they lie hidden like a gems in the dark caves of the sea. And though the aroma of this saint of angelic beauty and sweetness did not travel beyond the small circles of devotees, yet he occupies a place of great eminence among the children of Sri Ramakrishna. Swami Premananda, born on 10th December 1861 in the prosperous and picturesque village of Antpur in the district of Hooghly, Bengal. His parents came of two well-to-do and influential Kayastha families of the village. His father, Taraprasanna Ghosh, was a man of pity who had inherited enough means to meet the demands of the family with ease and to conduct the daily service of the household deity, Sri Lakshmi Narayana. Taraprasanna Ghosh was married to Matangi Dasi, daughter of Abhay Chandramitra of the same village. Like her husband, she was also devout of disposition, and they formed a happy pair. The couple had a daughter and three sons. The daughter name was Krishna Bhavini, and the sons were called Tulsiram, Baburam, and Santiram. Of these, Baburam came to be known as later life as Swami Premananda, though he was familiar with the name Baburam Maharaj. The marriage of Krishna Bhavini with Balaram Bose of Calcutta brought Tara Prasanya's families in close touch with Sri Ramakrishna Paramahansa in year, some years later. Balaram paid frequently visit to Sri Ramakrishna. Often he would take his wife and children with him. One day, he took his mother-in-law also to Sri Ramakrishna to meet him. The devoted lady was highly pleased with the meeting and felt herself blessed by seeing him, by seeing Sri Ramakrishna Paramahansa's that words he spoke and that attitudes. Born of a pious parents, Baburam had a natural slant towards spirituality. But blood cannot explain all the rich endowments native to the soul of young Baburam. A few memories of his childhood, accidentally preserved, acquired a great significance in the light of later events. Renunciation spoke through the broken essence of his childhood. When a mere stripling of few summers, if anybody teased him about marriage, he would lisp out of his protestant, "Oh, don't marry me. Don't. I will die then." His mates in the village schools, his mates in the village schools were drawn to this young cherub by an invisible tie of affection. They regard him as their near and dear one. At the 8 years, his ideal was to lead a life of renunciation with a few fellow monks in a hut shut out from all the public view by a thick wall of trees. Later on, we shall see how correctly his boyish dreams anticipated future events. He loved to associate it with holy men from the period of his adolescence. The sight of ascetics on the bank of River Ganga drew the comely boy to them, and in their company he would be unaware of the flight of time. Passing out of his village school, Baburam came to Calcutta for higher studies. After joining the Aryan school for some time, he finally entered the Shyampukur branch of the Metropolitan Institution. At this time, Mahendranath Gupta, later celebrated the author of Gospel of Sri Ramakrishna, happened to be the headmaster of the school. By any curious coincidence, Rakhal, later Swami Brahmananda, was also a student of the school and studied in the same class as Baburam. The two boys quickly became drawn to each other by a hidden tie, and there soon sprang up between them an intimate relationship, which was only dependent with the passage of years. About this time, Rakhal also came under the influence of the master and began visiting Dakshineshwar now and then. These contacts brought to Baburam's notice the holy personality of the master and opened up opportunities which led to an early acquaintance with him. So the this was the early life about the early life of Swami Premananda, and now we have reached towards the end of our today's program, and I'm making you all the viewers sure that we will bring all his parts of life in front of everyone. So, as we have aimed towards the end of our program, we have reached towards the end of the program. We will end our program by the Purna mantra. Om Purna Madaha Purnamidang Purnat Purnamudachyate Purnasya Purnamadaya Purnameva Vashishyate. Hari Om Tatsat. Thank you.